Barbenheimer. Everyone knows what it is. If you don't, you're living under a rock. Let's jump right into this.
All right, Ken, you're on. Let's beach off.
Anyone who wants to beach him off has to beach me off first.
I will beach both of you off at the same time.
I had no idea what to expect from this movie coming in, and to be honest, that was the most intriguing part. So please believe me when I say I walked out of Barbie with a loss for words. And as I'm writing this, I'm still piecing together this incredibly complicated puzzle of a movie. Honestly, I don't know how to talk about this movie, but I do need a video for this week, so we're doing it anyway. Barbie seems to be a film that many people are just straight up misunderstanding, many using the forbidden word we won't ever be saying on this channel. Barbie at heart is about not accepting standards that society puts on you, whether it be for men or women. The whole plotline with Ken serves as a reflection of how even the Barbies in their fantasy land are not perfect. Barbie's overarching message is that just being ordinary is enough, and that you are enough. Now that we got the tricky parts covered, we can talk about the rest of the film. The film feels like it's only using Barbie as a vessel to tell a greater story, which to some may be disappointing, but I can really admire the creativity behind it. Giving Barbie an existential crisis is something that seems so wrong but somehow works incredibly well. The film is hilarious, with most of the jokes landing. However, the film doesn't wrap up many of its plot lines as well as I wish it did, and the third act is just lazy, but its solid first two acts carry. Again, just a really fun and creative film. Second best 2023 film directed by a woman.
9/11 was bad.
I agree with that.
9/11.
Biopics are always tricky to talk about.
Is that Jeffrey Dahmer? Oh my days, for fuck's sake.
Trying to come back to my place? Have some brewskis?
Most of them are garbage, but there's always a select few that aren't. Luckily, Oppenheimer is part of the latter group. I always knew I would like this film because while I find Christopher Nolan extremely overrated, he still knows how to make a damn good movie. And hot take, but Oppenheimer may be his best to date. A lot like Barbie, this film has some very unique ways to tell its story, and just from its opening you can tell this isn't just your run-of-the-mill biopic. Oppenheimer has a more scattered way of telling its story, but it works extremely well in its favor. It does an amazing job at fleshing out Oppenheimer, showing both the good and the bad of this man, something I can't say for some other critically acclaimed biopics. Despite being 3 hours long, the film never bores. It crosses the line of fact and fiction perfectly to tell its story, something I wish more biopics would do. Balancing story and fact is important, otherwise you might as well watch a documentary or a completely original film. There are films that are comparable in length to this one that do not justify their insane runtimes, but Oppenheimer uses its 3 hours to the fullest. Every frame, every interaction, it's all connected in this film, and to be honest, I didn't catch it all in my first viewing, which is why I'm considering seeing it again. The third act is some of the best pieces of film I've watched in a long ass time. It's gripping, and despite the fact it's based in reality and many know the outcome, it leaves viewers on the edge of their seat. Robert Downey Jr. is fantastic in this film, and this may be his best role to date. He steals the show any moment he's on screen. Cillian Murphy does an amazing job portraying Oppenheimer. This film's cast is just stacked, and they all deliver. There's so much about this film I just can't begin to explain, and it's just so good to see a movie that sticks with you after so long of not having one. Oppenheimer is by far the best film of 2023, and it's one I would recommend any day of the week. So in summary, Oppenheimer was the better film. That's all for now.